Dismantling in the west, burning in the east, but it all ceased. And although they showed thought extinct not long ago, now made their places known. Screams ring out in our worlds, our foes ready for a brutal war, corrupting our people's souls. We won't bow, we won't die, we won't show respect anymore. Send out our fleets, show them the power of man. Fight them in the fields and in our land. There will be no retreat, our planets will be the deathbeds. Our rage is now unleashed.
Evening's Freedom's Helldivers. Tonight's audible treat was Defense of Super Earth Part 1 from Stormtrooper 115, Master of Mental and Soundsmith of the 115th Blitz Assault Battalion. Bonus points in that he collaborated with Tactical Master of Violence Critical Hit Ventures, who still does not have as many confirmed kills as I do, for the video portion of this little endeavor. Link, as always, is in the description below. Alright, divers, that's it for this defense. New Haven has been kicked over, set on fire, beaten with burlap sacks filled with super Irish Spring, and then infested with undead. Command is making the call to retreat back to the prepared defenses within the Soul Sector. It doesn't seem likely that the Illuminate are going to take the bait and go after Clindeath too. Mars is going to be our next battlefield. Kind of ironic that we're going to savagely maul the squids to death on a planet named for the Roman god of war. I earned my cape here back in the day. They didn't even dock me points for failing the Kroll test. You know, the one with the 2 sentry guns, but I feel like those guns get everyone at least once. Mars has been prepared as best as is possible, and its defenses are second only to Super Earth itself. Every open area ideal for orbital landings has been mined. AA defenses are present in every major city. Bunkers are staffed with whole garrisons of SEAF Marines, and that's to say nothing of the STS grid. Squidward is going to find at PDQ that Widow's Harbor, Peelin 5, and New Haven were warm-ups. Now they're going up against the galactic heavyweight champs in our own backyard. A modest defense has been left on the Clindeath too, just in case the squids do decide to divert to the last possible second, and there is ample floating defense capable of pivoting to assist should the opportunity to bleed the great host further present itself. But as I said, it looks like they're most likely going to Mars, and it is going to get hit hard first thing tomorrow morning. In other news, it has come to my attention that the Chaos Divers are planning some sort of shenaniganry with Operation Homewrecker and have employed the Stygian Guard Commander and Soundsmith of great renown, Mutaku, to lead Task Force Red. The exact specifics of Operation Homewrecker are unknown to me, as Mercy has been unable to break into their data net, but some are concerned. Especially since it looks like they're messing with super satellite surveillance and early warning systems, and Mercy can't bring them back online. Do you guys know how much digital stuff that my binary benefactor can't work its magic on? Not many. This is deeply worrying. Speaking out of character for a moment, I have spoken to Radical about Operation Homewrecker, but I do not take everything that he says as the gospel truth. He might be a good friend and a diver of great repute, but I can only pass on the information that I have been given. He stresses that all of Operation Homewrecker is roleplay only, and that we should not be concerned. Officially, Chaos Divers do not grief or team kill, but there are always outliers. If you do come across some Looney Tunes shrinking Vir Libertas at the top of his lungs and wasting Helldivers, by all means, grant that mucky fluffer democracy's peace. We don't have time for this. On the other paw, if they did plan large-scale griefing and team-killing operations, I seriously doubt that they would tell a well-known newscaster about that simply because she asked nicely. Just, keep your guard up, okay? I will be the first to inform the community if I find out that the Chaos Divers have gone off the deep end. But if they just want to tell a story and put on a good show, I'm totally on board for that. Everyone loves a good bad guy, so, as always, unless they show indisputable evidence of foul play, please do not harass my bad guys. Though there is something else that I want to bring up, in that Chaos Divers are going to find themselves surrounded by a seriously stressed out Liberation fleet, as well as the Freedom Alliance at the top of their game. hostile and sabotage or grief us, I think the damage they're actually capable of inflicting is relatively minimal. Not to mention the reputation would be in the super toilet forever for trying to pull a move like that. That is assuming that their intentions are actually malevolent. They could just be trying to tell a good story, and I am willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. That being said, on with the show. According to my handy-dandy Dune tracker, the Great Host fleet is still 79.1% intact, and if we had a couple more weeks and a decently sized sector of space, the Liberation fleet could, in theory, defeat them. But we have neither, and we gotta do the best we can with what we got. Sweet liberty, this next week is gonna get bloody. Speaking of bloody, General Chief of the Spartan Corps has finally defeated the Claw Pirates, destroying their headquarters within the Bernard sector. He's been fighting to keep strategic supply lines open all week, and his struggles finally culminated with a climactic final battle ending with the slaying of the pirates' leader. A commandant, he called himself, with a very large hat. Chief reports the Claw will still try to attack lightly defended settlements and unguarded supply convoys, but they will not be nearly as organized as they once were. For all intents and purposes, the Claw have been successfully eliminated as a faction. Super Earth continues its preparations for the coming siege, granting Seraphim complete operational amnesty within the confines of the Mother Planet. No guarantees after all this is over, though, so we might need to leave town in a hurry. Seraphim Defense is centered in Sector 3, around the Ministry of Defense headquarters in Prosperity City. AA and STS batteries are being set up, as are ground-based fortifications, defensive strongholds, and field hospitals to treat the wounded. Most people on Super Earth have never seen what a voteless can do to someone. Their frail appearance and emaciated stature suggest a weak physical combatant, but they possess strength great enough to break bones like a pretzel stick, and their hands have been gruesomely mutated into claws. A pack of them can be summed up in the words, tornado of knives, and that's to say nothing of their infectious prion abilities. If you allow a voteless or an Illuminate to touch you, and you start sporting a fever, you're only going to have a few hours to inject Dr. Victor's vaccine before you are completely beyond help. And soon after that, you'll get a taste for how the other team lives. There's a reason why the MOD designed martyr armor around preventing Helldivers in the field from transforming into voteless. It was also designed around the idea of punishing the foolish Zavi creepazoid who tried to turn you. I'm afraid I also have some terrible news, Helldivers. During the fight for New Haven, the 104th performed a head count of the wolves who remain and those who have gone to Valhalla. Munin, chief editor of the Weekly Raven and second in command to the Wolf Divers, has been discovered to be missing. The window to search for him is rapidly waning, with Illuminate closing the pocket with every passing moment. Last I heard from the wolves, they fear the worst. There are many who scream for vengeance against the Illuminate, myself most of all. Munin was a good friend, and I will miss him dearly. The Freedom Alliance has heard our voices and are preparing to give every last ounce of everything they have to forestall this doom. Earlier today, Val of the 9th Hellraisers completed this promotional art, displaying a collection of every Helldiver outfit thus far who have pledged themselves to the defense of Super Earth. We have here the Big Three, the 95th Roughnecks, the 9th Hellraisers, and the Wraith Corps. There's also the Death Angels, Gunvolt Corporation, the 104th, and even some oddballs like the Grand Germanic Kingdom. Never thought I'd die fighting side by side with a Care Bear. Joke, that was a joke. Do not try to kill me again, Z. I mean it. Some have asked me, Ponders, why is your emblem not up there? Well, several reasons. I don't technically have my own dedicated faction. I'm just a newscaster with a talent for violence and an awful lot of friends. I also didn't ask it to be. I had my emblem on a piece of Freedom Alliance art once to say, yep, I was there, that's me, I did my part, and I am completely content with that. I mean, but chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with the likes of Tyler Brash, Commander Rod, the Ghost of Tibbet, Strider of Valor, and so many others. It's not just an honor, it's a privilege, and I simply do not have the words to express the feeling of how it feels to just be a part of all of this. It's amazing. It gave me purpose back to my life. And there's one other reason. So many focus on the kitty head, the halo and the wings, but few see what the background is. I am Super Earth. We are Super Earth. All of us, this fleet, these divers, this community, we are all Super Earth. And tomorrow, Super Earth is going to be in town for the big show. We're tending bar, and we're serving up grade A, government-issued tail-whooping, 90 proof on the rocks. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. Don't be afraid, my friends. Though the battle may be bloody, and we may say goodbye to many cherished friends, in this life or the next, we will see them again. This is where our people stand, where the heart of democracy beats, where the light of hope shines bright against the darkness of the oncoming night. Super Earth